Hey everybody, Pastor Mike here. I know it's been a while since I've done a Facebook follow-up video. Regrettably, I haven't got many questions in the last 3 or 4 weeks, so um, just thought I'd give a general kind of reflection so far in the series and where we're at, and just thought I'd follow up and what we're looking forward to in the next few weeks. Um, I've gotten very, very few questions in the series. Most of them were actually not with my sermon, with Jordan's sermon. Mainly, it was a question of why were there 5,000 men mentioned only and not anybody else? And so let me just respond to that real quick, and I could talk about the rest of everything. There's not much guess of why exactly. Um, Not too much that people agree with, but really the interesting one interesting take on it as far as that's concerned. Obviously, it's a patriarchal society, so you think, okay, they just mentioned the men, but that's not really it, because they also mention women and children in other texts in the Gospels. But um, what's interesting is that you think about 5,000 men and what that could represent to an empire. That would be an army, right? And so it's interesting to think about Jesus having 5,000 men in a location, and what do you do when there are 5,000 men? Well, that's an army. But what does Jesus do with this army? They're hungry, he feeds them, and they don't do anything else past that. And so it's a lot of commentators are asking questions about the way Jesus is displaying his power and what he's all about. And it's not about war and raising up an army, which some people thought he was doing. It's something different. So anyway, that's the best explanation I've heard of that. So I just find it fascinating that way. There's a lot of other great little things in there as well that we could talk about, but I just want to talk through this series so far with Table to Table, and just some challenge and encouragement to you. I know that people are doing some certain things. I hear whispers of things here and there, but I really would encourage you to share that with us. We have a link on our website called Share Your Story under Table to Table. It doesn't have to be anything significant, but we need to hear those stories. Number one, we also want to highlight those in some ways, just like we did on Vision Sunday with the more expanded stories, but we want to be able to tell those stories, whether it be on video or live or what have you, to continue to help us access the ways that God is moving through us as we think about this strategy for the next year of Table to Table. Um, the challenge that we have for the season in the spring is to invite someone from the New Ground community to your home. I have no idea if any of you have been doing it, other than if you tell us. That said, it would be really sad to think that none of us are doing it. And I know the ball's rolling and it's kind of a slow going kind of thing, but I pray that this is something that you're stepping into. But we really need to hear about it, because if we don't hear those stories, we're not going to know what's going on. I've mentioned to people about how I'm kind of personally living into this, inviting all sorts of people over to my house for dinner, or at least if I'm at the table where there's food involved in the conversations thereof, and being fully present. That's something I'm pursuing, and so I hope that's something that you're pursuing as well. We also got some other things this season in the spring with the other types of tables. The banquet table, the events team is planning a Whitecaps outing probably in May, I think is the target for that. And then for our community table, we've been having discussions with a local business in the area and trying to get something off the ground for the spring. And I can't tell you any details as of yet because there's still things percolating, but we've had some very exciting conversations with this business about what we can do to be a blessing to the community around us. And it's a really exciting idea, and it's a really big vision, but something this business, and not a business you would expect a church to join with, it's just really exciting. So can't tell you details yet about that, but it's something that we're definitely going to continue to unveil as we go forward as far as our community table is concerned. But we also have a couple of opportunities for you for our community table. We have our children's ministry is leading the charge on serving with Kids Food Basket every other month. Our next time is in May, and that's a time where we just get to come alongside people to help feed the hungry in Grand Rapids. You heard Jordan talk about Hand to Hand, which basically is the weekend version of Kids Food Basket. It's not the same organization, but they do kind of the same thing, where they provide meals for kids who are hungry on the weekends. Kids Food Basket helps serve families during the week. And I've been a part of this before in other places. It's just a wonderful ministry, and hope you can get involved with that. We sent out a newsletter not too long ago. Just had a little bit of pictures of some people who were serving last time in March. So we hope you'll get involved with that. You do have to pre-register to be basically put in their system. Do that at least 2 weeks before we serve next time, and you'll be good for the rest of eternity, pretty much. So that said, then you'll have opportunities to sign up, and we'll make sure you have connections to those. And then the other thing we're inviting you into, as far as our community table is concerned, is our Easter, kind of a simple Easter outreach. Caledonia has an Easter egg hunt on Saturday, April 20th, before Easter, down at Lakeside Park downtown. And we have have a connection with the Boy Scouts through someone in our community. And we need 5 or 6 people to help serve coffee, water, and really just have conversations with family and just be a blessing to them. Also, from fresh fruit for the kids, because they're going to get a ton of candy as well. So we're just going to be there to be a presence and to bless people. And it's something very simple that we're doing, and really excited about that. We've also connected with EB Coffee. We're just providing little gift bags to people the week or two before Easter, just to kind of say, hey, we hope God's blessing you. We're praying for you. We give them a little invitation to our Easter gathering on April 21st. But just some things that we're doing amongst all the things that you're already doing as far as connecting with the community table. So the key again, please share your story with us. It doesn't matter how small it is or how big it is. The more we hear about these stories, the more that we can share those and see how God is continuing to move through us. I know these stories are happening. We just need to find a way to channel those and hear about those more. So those are a lot of exciting things that are coming up. And I hope you're stepping into this challenge as we kind of figure out what does it look like to be a center for multiplying leaders. Well, that involves an outreach philosophy. How do we actually reach the people that, if we're talking about leading transformative movements, what does that look like? It means like some things on our own initiative, yes. It also means joining people in things that God is already moving through. And that's a lot of the stuff that we're doing, so we're really excited about that. This Sunday is going to be a doozy. We're going to talk about confrontation at the table, kind of like the things that really ticks Jesus off in a lot of ways. And he has that conversation at the table as we encounter probably his most stern and vivid rebuke of the Pharisees and the religious leaders and the scribes. And yeah, it's been a doozy to walk through this week and trying to get ready for it. Like, how do I say this with sensitivity, number one, but even to make it a little more real for us of the kind of community that we're being called into and called to be. There's a lot of examples, I think, of what is happening in this text that we're going to study today. And I pray that we're not that kind of church, that we are. I guess my iPhone affirmed me in that way. But there's a lot of people that are doing the opposite of what Jesus wants, and it'll be challenging in some ways, but also I hope it'll be encouraging in others of the kinds of people God is calling us to be. So, anyway. That's what's going on so far. Looking forward to seeing you guys on Sunday. Hope you're inviting friends. We'll have some postcards available on Sunday for Easter. They're very simple, colorful, I think cool, but just really simple that you can hand out to your friends to invite them to our Easter gathering on the 21st. It's going to be a little different as you'd expect. We're gonna change the room up a little bit. As far as how we're seating, if you remember what we did in the Sermon on the Mount, kind of similar to that, a little bit with a little change here and there, kind of mix it up a little bit. But yeah, it'll be a good time, and it'll be at 10 a.m. So if you want postcards to hand out to your friends, we'll have those available on Sunday. Hope those of you who have been on spring break with your families this week, I hope it was relaxing. My family has been sick. They've continued to be sick. And so thankfully I haven't gotten it yet. I don't plan on getting it, but I hope your spring break has been restful. And hopefully I look forward to seeing you back here on Sunday as we kind of dive into this Lenten season. Grace and peace, everyone.